Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. I speak often of signs. Let me slow that down. Kevin Jackson here. I speak often of signs. And there are things that you need to be paying attention to. And my good buddy Joe Piscopo was on Whoobazoo, and they were talking about the Oscars. And I want to get into that, and I'm going to wrap it around quite a bit that's going on. Late night TV, scam artists, they call themselves comedians, Jennifer Lawrence, etc. And maybe we'll finish out the hour with it. There's a lot to talk about in this respect. But there are lots of signs going on that I want you guys to understand as to how you're winning and how you need to recognize these signs. So let's begin with Joe Piscopo being interviewed by Neil Cavuto, and he's talking about the Oscars.
You know, one of my favorite people on the planet, but Joe Pisco is here to talk about the Academy Awards big show on Sunday night, where they have promised, I guess, they're going to try to tone down the politics somewhat. Jimmy Kimmel indicating he will do the same. What do you think?
I think that Jimmy Kimmel has it in his power to bring the country together on Sunday night, Mr. Cavuto. He really does. Every morning on the radio, when we go on the radio, I am, you know, the great communicator? Yes. I am the great translator, because I see the news, I see the divide, I see the hate. The country has got to come together. And so what we do in the morning, every morning, and as I start watching the news at night, Neil, and I'm going, this is not what we feel. This is not right. The spin. Who's got a special ulterior motive? We translate it in the morning.
And there's a lot of anger, right? But I think what the Academy Committee said, you know, tone it down because we're alienating a lot of people.
Well, good point, but Jimmy's good. He's
very good, right?
He is good, but you got to.
But he's also politicized a lot. He's going after Republicans.
I know.
You know, the Obamacare stuff.
I know with Mr. Colbert as well. They do it, and people are tired of it. I know because I listen to the people when they call on the radio.
Tone down the politics. Do you think that came out of nowhere? Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. By the way, if you want to call the show, 844-551-8255. Tone down the politics. Did that come out of nowhere? Of course not. Of course not. I'm going to prove it to you today. I'm going to prove it to you. Let me tell you what's happening. Hollywood is finally saying, you know what, guys? We got to stop this. We're suffering. Folks, you're winning. We are winning. Now, did anybody go see Red Sparrow? Did you guys see Red Sparrow? If you told me you saw Red Sparrow, seriously, I would have to probably take off this. Let me take this off now. I have to take off this microphone and just go ballistic on you. Now, I don't care. If you want to watch Jennifer Lawrence crap, watch it. I'm going to get into her in just a minute. Not in that Chelsea Handler kind of way. But, by the way, I did a Chelsea Handler reference in my speech, and a lot of the old people didn't get it. But the younger people came up to me and were cracking up, going, Kevin, I couldn't believe you said that, but a lot of people went over their heads. And I went, that's okay. A speech should be something for everybody in the audience, and I certainly gave them that. Anyway, back to this. Cavuto and Piscopo talking about the Oscars. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to talk about it beyond this. To say they've told Jimmy Kimmel, tone it down. Don't make this about Donald Trump. So he's been hired. He's anti-Trump. He's been talking about gun control, talking about Obamacare. If it weren't for Jimmy Kimmel being able to talk about Donald Trump, he wouldn't have a show. He has lost his humor base because he doesn't understand how life has changed for him. And really, it's changed for the better. Joe Piscopo says we need to bring the country together. He translates the news and then Cavuto says, yeah, but they're asking him to tone it down. Are you alienating your audience? Bada bing, bada boom. Let me tell you, the Oscars went to Jimmy Kimmel and said, look, we want to hire you, but we need you to tone it down. You think they would have done that if you weren't winning? If conservatism wasn't winning? They specifically went to this dude and said, look, you better not be beating up on Trump people. Your job is to make Hollywood for everybody. Think about this, people. What kind of films do you think are now going to be greenlit and or in the planning phases? Do you think they're really going to keep pushing an anti-Trump, anti-conservative, anti-American, anti-gun message? By the way, Hollywood has never pushed an anti-gun message. The good guy always has a bad behind gun. You know what I'm saying? A bad butt gun. I'm cleaning it up for you. That's what the good guy has. Folks, this is a sign. You can miss it. Let me give you another sign, a Hollywood sign. You want one? Okay. A Harvey Weinstein casting couch appeared in Hollywood. Have you seen this? It's a casting couch. It's like a gold bronze statue. I mean, I say gold. It's bronze, but it, like they painted gold over it. And it's got Harvey Weinstein on this kind of, I don't know what you call it, a chaise lounge, and he's got his arm up, and I don't even know if he's in a robe, I can't remember, but it's all over. They posted this thing prominently in Hollywood. I think they took it down, but somebody in advance of the Oscars put this there, and they said they're not going to talk about. Kimmel came out publicly and said, no, I'm not going to talk about Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement, sexual harassment and all that, because it's all gone. Yeah, it's gone, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but Hollywood's now clean. Yeah, they exorcised it. They brought in that little lady from the Poltergeist, and she said, "You are now all clean." And they exorcised it. So Hollywood no longer has a sexual predator problem. Young actresses are now safe to just go and get their movies or whatever else, and you're going to see a host of new faces and all that, and they're all going to have gotten to the top, not by sleeping to the top, but on their merits. Yeah. Look, I'm all I can tell you, you better look at these signs. You got a guy who's anti-Trump, who's going to do the Oscars, and the Oscars tell him, don't make it political. You have somebody, I don't know who it was, who's decided to mock Hollywood and who said, hey, we're going to put this casting couch of Weinstein as a reminder of what you represent. Conan O'Brien mocked Oprah. Yeah, Conan O'Brien. Do we have that clip? How long is it? Can we play it? What's the length? Yeah, let's play it.
Oprah is in the news in a new interview that she just gave. Oprah said that she asked God if she should run for president, and so far she hasn't heard back. That's what she said. That's what she said. Said she hasn't heard back. Sure. Yeah, when reached for comment, God said he's still working up the courage to speak to Oprah. Kind of intimidating. God's like...
So there you have it. By the way, Joy Behar even backed off of her statement about Mike Pence's God. Folks, these are signs, and I'm going to give you one of the bigger signs when we come back. We don't have time to get into it right now, or else I'd have to cover it too short. All these signs that show that you're winning. Now, they're incremental, they're baby steps, but you have to understand you're making a difference.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.